My struggle with Joe Rogan continues, but this morning I woke up and I said, you know what? I miss me a little JRE. I'm going to tune in. And the latest episode, what do you know? It's a comedian. So I tuned in, and Joe was pretty all right, and then it just went into the comedy diatribe. Oh, you got to do this. You got to write. You got to self-edit yourself. And me, I was thinking, holy shit, Joe Rogan, when are you going to take your own advice? But instead of his own advice, he is doubling down on the comedy thing. Notice, I think I'm only like 30 minutes in. I'm not going to lie. I'm 30 minutes in, but the special has not been mentioned. And I'm kind of curious if the special will be mentioned. You know what I mean? Which one of these comics has the balls to address the special? I think mostly nobody's addressing the special because you would have to address the special in front of Joe Rogan, which, I couldn't keep my mouth shut. Well, I would just leave the room and be like, I'm out. Anyways, so as we go through this comedy diatribe of him doing his thing as per usual, Joe Rogan reveals that he wants to do a new comedy headliner interview style podcast. He's been thinking about it, working on it, and I think this is going to be the next version of Joe Rogan. Instead of him becoming self-aware about his comedy, he's just going to dig his heels in. And you know what? At the end of the day, this is what Joe Rogan will be, if nothing else. Joe Rogan will be another Mitzi Shore. He will be somebody that boosted comedy. And we could think that people are more aware of comedy. And we have preferences, right? It is what it is. We like who we like. But I think there's some kind of common sense to it. But anyways, let's hear it from Joe's mouth what this thing is going to be. Here we are.
Yeah, I think that advice is great. Definitely writing a lot and definitely listening to your sets is so important because there's so many comics who go up all the time, but they're delusional and they don't get better because they're
holler. Bro, I'm going to give this guy props. He's looking him in the eye. I know he's saying this about Joe Rogan. I know he's saying this about Joe Rogan. And no, I didn't just put it on the wrong clip. This is like the introduction to the comedy thing. But let's hear Joe's response to people being delusional because they go on stage all the time.
They're not realizing that it's not working.
You got to analyze yourself like a hater.
Exactly.
See? Let me point something out. All y'all coming on my page saying I'm hating. Yeah, you could be right. I don't mind. Here, okay, just a little tangent. If you're going to insult me on my page, at least be good. Cuck, someone who votes for Kamala. Those are lame, dog. Come on, you got to be better than that. At least make me laugh. I don't mind the insults. It don't bother me. I don't mind the insults. Just make me laugh, man. Make me laugh. If you're going to do an insult, make that shit good. And just so you could take it off the table, I'm not political at all. At all. I think both Republicans and Democrats are fucking liars. And they're all just in there to get money, power, and their dick sucked in the Oval Office. That's it. That's it. Epstein's jet's gone. They can't ride that anymore. So, the politics... man, who do you vote for? You know what I mean? Who do you vote for? Not this guy. Trump. No, I'm bad, Trump. Let me try one again. Sleepy Joe Biden. I don't know. I'm working on it. Anyways, here we go. Joe doesn't know, unlike Bo knows.
But stuff about how to say shit and all that, I just feel, or your style, some of that, I feel like you're kind of alone a little.
100%. Because imagine someone like Bill Burr trying to give advice to Mitch Hedberg.
Yeah, how do you, just fucking yell the bit.
Yeah, get mad. Get mad. Think about it. What the fuck were you thinking?
Get mad about the rice. Yeah. Get mad that there's so many rice.
Yeah, I mean, at a certain point in time, that's one of the cool. I've been thinking about doing this for quite a while now. We've talked about it, and I think we're going to do it. And what I want to do is have, outside of podcasts, to just have an interview with headliners when they come into town and tell me about what happened. Tell me about your journey. What was your first open mic? Wow. What was it like? How'd you feel? How'd you get started? Did someone influence you? Did someone ask you to do it?
I love it.
What were your first road gigs? Just not a podcast where it'd be me talking about my stories, but just I just want to know 100% an interview.
Right.
Amen, brother. Amen. So basically, you're gonna go back to how you used. You know what? You know what? We may have a victory here, folks. This is what I'm gonna say. This is what I'm gonna say. Damn, I got something on my glasses. Hold on. I'm gonna keep talking. But this is what I'm gonna say. You know, it don't matter about Joe's comedy. Like, in reality, that shit should go away. But if Joe basically documents the comedy scene from now until, you know, and then gets interviews from all over, which helps document the past, bro, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Because you know what? You could say whatever you want about Joe, because I have too. But Joe is best when he shuts his mouth and he interviews someone. And I don't mean shuts his mouth like as an interviewer. I say shuts his mouth off to talking about himself. Just shuts that down and he just focus. I think, man, I'm not a guy that just wants to hop on a hate train and then continually shit on people. You know, like I'm working out my feelings. This is how I work out my feelings. I talk to y'all and then y'all make comments and it gives me new perspective. And then hopefully I move on, but I won't, dude. You people out there, they're like, you've made 7 Joe Rogan videos, baby. Hold on. Listen here. I can make it 100. You know how long I could drag this out? I'm the king of dragging shit out. I will drag this out, man. I dragged out. Never mind. I think this is a win.
A conversation, but an interview, and just, you know, so that it's archived for comics. Because you remember, like, when you were starting, I mean, 17 years ago, right? You could get a couple of books. There was a few books. Richard Belzer had a book on stand-up, but it was kind of like tongue-in-cheek.
Right. The comedy Bible.
Yeah.
By that woman.
Yeah. But there was nothing written by anybody who was really good.
No.
So that was part of the problem. I mean, Belzer was good, but but nothing written by like a George Carlin or Richard Pryor or you know, a Lenny Bruce.
It's never advice from the great. It's always some weird person, some like
kind of grifty.
Yeah, it's grifty. And someone who's like, "Well, you're not a comedian."
Well, we thought about doing that at the store back in the day. We were talking about doing comedy classes where, you know, a comic, like a headliner, would come in, and I know Ari did this quite a few times. Ari did it in Phoenix when I was there. He'd set up like a seminar for free for all the local comics. Told them, this is how you get a manager, this is how you get an agent, this is how you get stage time, this is what you should do to organize your set, and fuck.
Why would you send Ari Shaffir to do that? I mean, this is just a little extra. I'm seeing where this plays out. I haven't gotten this far, so this is all new to me. I'm seeing where this plays out. But guys, I just want to say something. Yeah, I guess it's not a bad idea to help comics. Like, it's like, help a comic learn how to get health insurance. Like, it's not bad to do that. But I'm also still skeptical because I feel like it's a power move to, like, you know, oh, we'll just take this little bit of comedy too, and then we own comedy. Anyways, let's keep going on.
An amazing resource for free. He did it for like 2.5 hours.
Oh,
so Ari was doing that for a while. But there's nothing like that for comics coming up. Everybody has to learn from the people at the clubs.
Yeah. No, that's a good. I would love to hear that stuff.
Because if you could start out now, and you can go on YouTube. First of all, you have access to everything. Red Fox, Rodney Dangerfield, fucking everything that's ever been is online. Lenny Bruce. You watch Lenny Bruce recordings right now.
Yeah.
It was impossible to find that shit when we started. Impossible.
And it's still impossible to understand, but
yeah, a lot of it, right?
I listened to him. I'm like, I don't. It was like a different time where saying Yiddish was really like hip.
Right.
He was like,
Lenny?
Yeah, you know, the Michigan guys on the street.
So
some of the most that everyone
talking about things openly the way he did became normal.
Yeah, I don't want to hear another Lenny Bruce rant. I just wanted to put it out there. You know, this is something that Joe Rogan, I guess, has had in the works, and I think it's good. You know what would be really awesome? This is what I would love. Get the comics off of Joe Rogan. I am so tired of listening about comics. Like it always goes in the same rant. And now if Joe has some direction, like his outline, and he said, like, just not my stories, I think Joe's gonna do what he does best. You can't deny it, man. He didn't become the best podcaster, like being shitty. We could say that about his podcast brought his comedy up, like, all day. Fear Factor, all that stuff brought his comedy up, because those were the things that were successful when comedy wasn't. But you have, you know, if you want to be a respectable person, you gotta You got to admit when people do things, and Joe is a good interviewer. He's probably the best in the world, you know, among some of the best, if you can't admit that, you know. And I hope he goes that way, because the way his show is now, and then just the constant rants about comedy, politics, it's just getting old. It's getting old. But I think if you remove the comedy element, then the Joe Rogan show could be better. I don't know, though. Just a thought. Let me know what you think. All right. Peace.